Welcome to Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something absolutely fundamental for anyone who crosses borders, protecting your passport. And we're going beyond just, don't lose it. For professionals, students, anyone traveling internationally, this isn't just an ID. It's your official permission to enter and exit countries. It's your global identity, really. If something goes wrong with that document, well, you're not just looking at delays. You could face denied visas, being turned away at immigration, or worse.
That's spot on. And our goal today, our mission, is to pull out the critical, maybe less obvious bits of knowledge. We're talking about those bureaucratic traps, the subtle ways people accidentally sabotage their own travel plans, because responsible passport handling is just non-negotiable. Doesn't matter if you're a student, a tourist, a seasoned exec, and honestly, even experienced travelers can get tripped up by some of these details.
Right, so we've zeroed in on 8, let's call them high-risk mistakes. Think of this as your shortcut to being truly prepared travel-wise. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's dive into these risks, starting with the physical security side of things that can happen when you're on the move. So, mistake number 1, leaving your passport unattended. Now, I know, that sounds basic.
It does, but it happens.
Exactly. We're talking about those moments where experienced people might slip up. Forgetting it in the hotel safe when you check out, maybe.
Or leaving it for a second on a table while you sort your luggage, or make a quick call in a common area.
Yeah, those small windows. That's where the risk really spikes.
The tip here really boils down to what we could call maybe the rule of two-factor location. Essentially, your passport needs to be in one of two states, either securely on your person.
Like a money belt or a hidden pouch.
Right, that's level 1. Or it needs to be locked away securely, level 2.
So the hotel safe, or maybe inside properly locked luggage.
Exactly, not just tucked into an open bag or backpack. You absolutely must know its exact location at all times, down to the inch, as they say.
Okay, which leads nicely into mistake number 2. This is where physical security meets, opportunity for thieves, specifically the back pocket issue.
The back pocket. Yeah, that's a classic vulnerability. And it's kind of a dual threat, isn't it?
How so?
Well, first, the obvious physical risk. Back pockets are just prime targets for pickpockets, especially in those crowded tourist spots. On busy public transport, you're distracted, they're skilled.
Makes sense. What's the second threat?
Digital theft. Many modern passports have RFID chips with your biometric data.
Right, so you mentioned RFID blocking wallets before. Why is that so important if the main worry seems to be someone physically taking the passport?
Because electronic pickpocketing, or skimming, is a real thing. Someone with a hidden scanner, maybe in a crowded airport or train station, could potentially read that chip data wirelessly. They don't even need to touch you to get information they could use for identity theft. An RFID blocking wallet or pouch adds that crucial layer of digital defense.
So simple fix. Move it to a front pocket or use a neck pouch. And definitely consider that RFID blocker.
Absolutely. It's a small upgrade for significant peace of mind.
Okay, so we've talked about preventing theft, but what about the mistakes travelers make themselves? The ones that actually invalidate the document? This is where it gets, really interesting, I think.
Yes, this is about avoiding self-sabotage. Let's start with physical degradation, which brings us to mistake number 3.
Right, actual physical damage to the passport itself. We're talking about things like folding it badly, maybe creasing the cover significantly and getting it wet.
Or tearing a page, even slightly.
And immigration officers can reject a passport for this kind of damage, even if the main photo page looks okay.
They absolutely can, and they often do. The reason they're so strict comes down to the embedded security features. Modern passports have all sorts of things built in: hidden watermarks, microprinting, special fibers you can only see under UV light.
Oh.
So a crease, a tear, water damage, it can disrupt those features. To an immigration officer, that's a red flag. It suggests the document might have been tampered with or its integrity is compromised.
That makes total sense. So the prevention is pretty straightforward then.
It is. Use a protective cover, just a simple plastic one. If you're going somewhere humid or near water, maybe pop it in a Ziploc bag for extra safety.
And definitely don't just toss it loosely into a cluttered bag where it can get bent or snagged.
Precisely. Keep it flat and protected.
Okay, now for something really counterintuitive, mistake number 4, trying to protect your passport too well, but in the wrong way.
Yes, this is a big one. Lamination. People think they're sealing it, making it safer, waterproof.
But it actually ruins it. Why is that? I admit, laminating sounds like a protective measure.
It sounds like it, but it's a disastrous choice. Lamination uses heat and adhesive to create that permanent seal. That heat can actually destroy the very heat-sensitive security features embedded in the passport pages we just talked about.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it makes the passport impossible to scan correctly at many official readers. Plus, and this is critical, it prevents any future visa stamps or official endorsements from being added. You can't stamp onto laminate.
So it physically prevents the passport from being used as intended for future travel?
Exactly. It effectively invalidates it. So the tip here is very clear. Stick to a simple, clear, non-adhesive sleeve or a basic passport holder. Nothing permanent. No lamination. Ever.
Got it. That's a really important distinction. Okay, along similar lines of keeping the document official and unaltered, let's talk mistake number 7 from our list.
Right, this is about adding your own touches.
Yeah, writing notes inside, scribbling, maybe letting kids doodle on a blank page, or pasting stickers in there.
Even those fun, unofficial souvenir stamps you sometimes see at tourist spots.
That's a good question. Are those actually a problem, or are they generally overlooked if they're not on a critical page?
The official advice and the safest approach is don't risk it. While a border agent might overlook a small, clearly decorative stamp on a totally blank page, they absolutely have the right to view any non-official marking as unauthorized alteration or tampering, and that could lead to refusal of entry.
So why take the chance? The clear tip is keep the passport pristine. Use a separate travel diary, a notebook, anything else for personal notes, stamps, or memories.
Keep the passport strictly functional, official use only.
Okay, we've covered physical security, keeping the document intact. Now let's shift to the administrative and digital traps. These can be just as damaging.
Absolutely. Let's tackle mistake number 6 first. Ignoring the expiry date. This is incredibly common.
And devastating when it happens. You get all the way to the airport check-in desk.
Only to be told you can't board your flight. It happens all the time.
And the crucial detail here, the absolute headline takeaway for this point, is the 6-month validity rule.
Exactly. And what's really important for people to understand is how strict this rule is and how widespread. We're talking most major destinations, the entire Schengen area in Europe, the UK, the US, Australia, many countries in Asia like Thailand.
So lots of places people travel to frequently.
Right. They require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months beyond the date you plan to leave their country, not just valid on the day you arrive.
That's the key distinction. 6 months beyond your intended departure date.
If you ignore that, you risk denied boarding by the airline or having a visa application rejected before you even travel. It causes immediate, expensive chaos.
So the tip isn't just check your expiry date, it's check it well in advance. The recommendation is at least 9 months before you plan to travel.
Yes, 9 months is the safe buffer. Check it then. If you need to renew, start the process immediately.
Waiting until it's only 6 months away feels like you have time, but it leaves zero room for delays in processing or postage. That 9-month check gives you breathing space.
It's your insurance policy against last-minute panic and potentially canceled trips. Essential.
Okay, staying with these invisible threats. Let's talk digital. Mistake number 5 on our list, sharing passport details online.
Ah, yes. The modern pitfall. It's so easy to do accidentally.
You snap a cool picture of your boarding pass for social media, maybe your first class seat.
And your passport is sitting right there in the background of the photo, maybe just showing the numbers or the photo page corner.
And people don't realize how much information can be gleaned from that.
Exactly. Even partial details can be enough for criminals to start building a profile for identity theft, or maybe even attempt fraudulent applications in your name that could flag you globally as a risk.
So the advice has to be really strict here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep all copies of your passport offline, securely offline.
What about cloud storage? Is that ever okay?
We'd say only if absolutely necessary. For instance, maybe students or workers who need to provide verified scans for university enrollment or job verification. Even then, it must be a secure, encrypted drive like Google Drive or iCloud, password protected.
And generally only share the actual details when required by trusted authorities.
Yes. Airlines, embassies, official government portals. Never, ever post pictures or numbers on public social media platforms or unsecured websites.
Okay, that's clear. Keep it offline and private. So we've covered physical security, document integrity, digital safety, administrative deadlines. What's left is dealing with the worst case scenario.
Right. What happens if, despite all your precautions, it does get lost or stolen? Which brings us to mistake number 8, panicking.
Panic is understandable, of course, but it doesn't help. Calm, methodical action is what's needed.
There's a crucial 3-step process here, and the order matters. Step 1, report the loss or theft to the local police immediately. Don't wait. Get a copy of the official police report.
That report is vital, isn't it?
Absolutely crucial. Step 2. Contact your country's embassy or consulate as soon as possible after getting that police report. Inform them of the situation. Step 3. With the police report and your ID proof, follow the embassy's instructions to apply for an emergency travel document or a full replacement passport.
So police first for the official record, then the embassy for assistance and replacement. Trying to shortcut that or doing it out of order just causes delays.
Precisely. The police report legally documents the incident, which the embassy needs to proceed. Calm steps in the right order.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that preparation can differ a bit depending on the type of traveler. You have some bonus tips.
Yes, just a few specific things. What's interesting is how needs vary for longer stays or specific situations.
Okay, like for students studying abroad, what's a key tip for them?
For students, it's often really helpful to have verified digital copies of their passport and visa stored securely in an encrypted cloud drive. We mentioned Google Drive or iCloud. Universities often need quick access to scans for registration or visa checks. Having a secure digital copy means you can provide it quickly without constantly needing the physical document, which reduces the risk of losing it day to day.
Makes sense. What about expats or people moving for work?
If you're setting up residency abroad, like an expat or a long-term job seeker, a really good practice is to register your passport details with your home country's embassy or consulate soon after you arrive. It just makes things much smoother if an emergency happens later on. It also helps with official things like verifying your citizenship status for employers or dealing with tax documentation. It basically puts you on their radar in a good way.
Good tip. And finally, for the real road warriors, the frequent flyers constantly on the go.
Redundancy is key for them. Keep multiple backup copies, but stored smartly. Have one photocopy securely stored in your checked luggage, separate from your carry-on where the actual passport likely is.
So if one bag goes missing, you hopefully still have the other copy?
Exactly. And have another scanned copy left with a trusted family member or friend back home, along with emergency contact details. Multiple layers of backup.
Excellent. So we've run through the 8 big pitfalls, plus some tailored advice. Let's try and wrap this up. What's the main takeaway for our listeners, the prepared travelers out there?
Okay, summing it up. Your passport is more than just paper. It's your global identity, your permission slip to navigate the world. Protecting it needs a conscious, multi-layered strategy. You need to guard against physical damage and theft. You need to stay ahead of administrative deadlines like expiry dates. You need to avoid accidentally invalidating it through things like lamination or scribbling. And you need to protect its details digitally. By putting these measures in place, these preventative steps, you really do avoid the most common, most stressful, and often most costly hassles related to immigration and travel. It secures your journey, whether it's for work, study, or leisure.
Well said. We've covered how to avoid these critical mistakes. But here's a final thought to leave you with. We talked about the 6-month validity rule for your planned destination. But when was the last time you actually checked the entry requirements, including that rule, for a country you don't currently plan to visit this year? Maybe a major transit hub you might use, or a neighboring country you might decide to pop into. A quick check now, just out of curiosity, could genuinely save you from a potential crisis if your travel plans change unexpectedly down the line. Something to think about.
All the best.
We will meet again with another important matter again.